Okay, here's an update. My other pedal hanger came in today, so I went ahead and installed this. I've got the clutch here with the clutch cylinder and the brake here with the master cylinder. I like it all. It's good and solid. It ain't going anywhere. And I went ahead and braced the frame up on both sides too while I was at it. A little bit about this pedal. These pedals are actually in the wrong place. This one is sitting right about where my steering column is going to be, and what I want it to do is to sit over here, right about on top of the frame, and I want this one to also come over about the same amount. What I'm thinking about doing is this, cutting this pedal off, welding this wrench right here, can you see that? And then hanging the pedal on the end of it, so that when you mash this down, the pedal would actually be about right here, but you would have a much more interesting looking, thing here. And I could do something similar over here. I actually don't have two wrenches like this, so I might have to come up with something different over there unless I can find another wrench. I think this is just a honking cool wrench. And it may turn out being a different combination of something, but something like that to me would just please me a good bit more than anything else I can think of right now. And if this was sitting right here, that would be about perfect. In fact, you know what I could do is put this on there and let this actually be the pedal, not have the pad, just weld the wrench right here. If I did that, of course I want to leave enough for my floor. My floor is going to be here, but if I did that, that could be my whole pedal right there. And then I could do something very similar over here for the brake. What's wrong with that? Okay, here's a kind of a cool update. I was, talking about making pedals out of wrenches. I looked around at my old wrench pile, and I do have this, which is, it's an old adjustable wrench, but I'm thinking, okay, if this one was sitting here, and this one was sitting here, that'd look pretty good right there. Now that would make a pretty good setup, or maybe even, since this one has a hole in the top, setting this one like that. That way I could, if I wanted to screw that pedal into the end of that one, I could. You work your feet pretty hard on the brake pedal, so, I mean, if you've got something that doesn't feel good on the bottom of your feet, it could hurt a little bit. You don't put a lot of pressure on that clutch. But, I could either mount it like that, and that would almost match, so they both got that kind of a S shape, or I could mount it like this, and they would actually look pretty good that way. This is the kind of thing I want to do right now because I get excited about it because it looks cool, but I have to hold myself back because sure as the world, if I go ahead and cut these things and weld them and do everything right now, then I get the car on here and I find out I was a ½ inch off one way or the other, then I'll be kicking it. I'll go ahead and show you this. This is the other thing. This is a pedal that was on a sewing machine that my parents had. My parents both worked in a couch factory all their lives doing piecework, and this was on the sewing machine, and I thought, now wouldn't it be cool if I could take this pedal. Of course, once I move this brake out of the way, I'll hopefully have a place to set my pedal, but maybe I'll set it over here. But I've got a real nice new fancy dancy swinging pedal thing over there that would be really easy to hook up. But I'm just thinking, wouldn't it be cool if I could use this one, just because it came from the folks, came from their life of labor and all that stuff. So I'm thinking along those terms too.